Hi there everyone, welcome back to Move with Izzy. Today we are jumping into another little bit of an express workout for us. For today's class we are going to be needing your magic circles, so bring that along with you as well as your gorgeous bodies and your reformers. To start us off, we're going to be on a red, blue and yellow spring. For those of you that don't have color-coded springs, red is heavy, blue is medium and yellow is light, so one of each. We're going to start off with a little bit of a stretch for our backs here. So let's just start arms by our side. We're going to reach one hand back for our shoulder block. The other hand is going to sweep up and around. If you can here, we lift the hips coming into our camel stretch. Good. From there, we slowly lower down the hips, tuck the chin to chest. We're going to sweep those arms all the way around to the other side. We lift the hips again. So just starting off, flowing from side to side here. For you, if your back is a little bit tight, you can just go for that reach up and over, lifting the chest a little bit here as well. So you're working through that rotation and extension through the spine. But if you do want that little bit more, you can lift the hips to add on that challenge there. All right, we're just here for another 5. Last 3. Last 2, and meet me back through center. From here, we're just going to grab a hold of our short straps and bring them nice and heavy onto our hips for a bit of a hip thrust. So a nice quick warm up for the lower body as well. So hands are going to be anchored on your hip bones here. Really make sure you're on the bones rather than on, say, your tummy or say down on your thighs. So we can really get a good bit of leverage there. From here, take a little tip forwards with the chest, switch on through that lower core so we're supported through the spine. Good. Straight away from there, we're going to lift the hips up, thrust the hips forwards. We lower those hips back down. So the spine is staying long. We're tucking that tail, lift the hips, squeeze the glutes. We bring it back down. This should feel pretty heavy here. If you find this is too heavy for you, feel free to take off that light spring or take off the yellow. Otherwise, we're just going to start to work through these heavy hip thrusts here. Now, the aim of this one really just is to get our bodies warm pretty quickly here. So start to build that pace up if that is for you, using that exhale as we lift, inhale as we lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower there. If you want more, we can add a pulse at the top. So we thrust up, hold, release just a couple inches, thrust it back up, bring it back down. Press up, little release, we thrust it forwards, bring it down. So adding on that little extra pulse at the top, really just to add that little bit of extra spice to those quads and to those glutes here. Good. We're here just for another 10, we're going to pulse it out. Nothing too crazy, just getting warm. Last 8, keep it going, breathing through it. We're going to hold up in 5, just that pulse. In 3, in 2, on your next one, hold it up, just that thrust forwards and forwards and forwards. Feel the spice in the quads, in the glutes here. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Those straps can go away. And then we're just going to give the upper body a bit of love. So bring yourself forwards, hands are going to find that foot bar. Wiggle your knees back just so you can form that half plank position here. We're going to go for a bit of a tricep push-up, so chest is lifted. Again, that core is nice and lifted as well towards the spine. We're going to lower our chest down towards our foot bar and press back up. As we do this here, to target our triceps a bit more, can we tuck those elbows in? So elbows are staying close to your rib cage as you lower down. They stay close as we press back up there. Control it down. We press back up. Nice. Good. To add on with this one, we're going to lower down, hold it there, little pulse at the bottom. We press back up. Nice, so we're lowering down, little pulse at the bottom. We press back up. Good, so feel that little bit of extra time under tension, that little bit of extra spice as we work through that pulse. Now remember, this is our more express style workout, so we're not here for long. They are kind of spicy warm-up moves, just to make sure our bodies are nice and warm here. Let's go for our last 8. We're gonna work just through that pulse at the bottom. In 6, stay long through the back of the neck. Last 5, keep that core switched on. For 3, hold it down. In 2, on our next one, lower down just that little pulse at the bottom, just here for 8, 7, 6, 5. We get to find a child's pose. In 3, in 2, in 1, all the way up. And then we can stretch it out. Have just a second there. Nice work, everyone. Hopefully we're feeling a little warm now, because we're going to jump up and get started into some more of our body of the class now. So let's jump onto 1 blue spring as your base, 1 yellow spring as your challenge, or you can try no springs as that more advanced challenge there. From there, I'm going to be grabbing my circle. Take a step onto the side of my reformer there. To start us off, let's find a little bit of a turned out position with our feet. So toes are pointing out to the sides. Our magic circle is going to be pressing 1 squishy pad down into the foot bar. Other hand is just on top there. Good. Let's pop up. So lift up the heel of your outside leg. We're starting off with a little bit of a plie or a little bit of a squat here. So knees go out, we're going to squat down. We stand it back up. Good. Knees go out, we squat it down. We bring it back up. Now I know I called this a plie, but we're not doing, if there's any ballet critiques out there, we're not doing a perfect plie where we're nice and upright and nice and presented. We are hinging those hips back and squeezing back up. It has been a long time since I've done ballet, so please don't critique my ballet form. All right, with this one as well, we can start to add on a little bit with that circle arm as well here. So as we squat down, can we press that circle down, create that oval shape with your ring? We stand back up, we release that tension. So we squat and press on that circle, we bring it back up. Nice. Just starting to build up a little bit of warmth in that lower body. We're here for 5. We're going to start to add on a balance. Good. In 3, in 2. Next time you stand up, can we float that outside leg up off the ground? We bring it back down. We find our squat again. So we float it up. We bring it down, we find our squat, pressing on that ring still. So lift that knee, find that balance, bring it down, we find that squat. Can we get the outside arm involved here as well? So lift that arm up as that leg goes up. We bring it down, that arm sweeps back. Good, we float everything up. We sweep it back. Good. Just here for another 8, we're going to start to turn that squat into our curtsey lunge. Remember, we're bringing that outside leg back onto that carriage. In 6, nice. In 5, meet me with that knee lifted. In 3, find that balance. In 2, on our next one, find that balance. Instead of squatting this time, that outside leg is going to reach back to find your shoulder block back behind you. Then we bend down just like we were when we were squatting, press on that ring, except this time we're going for that long curtsey lunge. Good. From there we bring everything up. Close that carriage, we float that knee up. Good. We take it straight back. Find that lunge, press down on that ring. We bring everything back up together. Now we are on a light spring here, so it can be a little bit wobbly. Bear with me for these first few, really just trying to find that stability there as we find that find that lunge and find that balance. Beautiful. If you are wobbling around quite a bit here, really think about switching on through that core for me. Your core is going to really help with your balance. And think about moving slowly and smoothly all the way down. Slowly and smoothly all the way back up. All right, we're here for another 8. Keep it going, get that a little bit lower. Keep pressing on that ring as we lower down. Good. We're here for 6. We're gonna switch it up for our scooter. In 5, can you meet me down in that lunge? In 3, in 2, good. As we come down for that next one, we're gonna hold that lunge nice and deep. Just our back leg is gonna work now. So we bend that back knee in, we press it away. We bend it in, we press it away. So just starting to work through these scooters here. This is where that fire really starts to join, that inside stability hip here. If you want more, circle comes to chest. As that leg goes out, those arms reach out, we bring it all the way back in. So everything presses out, everything hugs back in. Keep it going. Make sure that back knee stays lifted here. It's not drooping down towards the floor. Keep breathing. We're just here for another 10. We're gonna hold that curtsey lunge. In 6, in 5, in 4, hold it out for me, stay low. In 3, 2, 1, stay there, reach that back leg. Can we just pulse through those legs? Keep it going, foot bar is there if you need that little bit more support. Otherwise, keep reaching through that ring. Last 6, last 5, we're gonna stand all the way up, find that balance. In 3, in 2, in 1, close it in, take it slow. We float that back leg off. Can we just find that single leg balance? Breathe here for a second. Then can we just float ourselves up? Whoop. Finding that little raise here. Stay balanced for me. Whoop. Last 3, last 2, and last 1. Good job, everyone. Hopefully your balance was a little bit better than mine. From here, we're going to bring ourselves onto our reformers and get into a little bit more core-based work now. Can we jump our base level onto a red, blue, and yellow? So one light, one medium, and one heavy. Our intermediate is going to jump on to one red and one blue, so one heavy and one medium. And our advanced on one red and one yellow, so one heavy and one light. There we go. From there, we're going to take a lie down on our backs, ready for our core work here. Find that circle, pressing into your foot bar, float those legs up into your tabletop. Other hand is going to come behind the head, ready to start with our crunch work. So deep breath in. Exhale, we start to lift that chest up. Inhale, we bring it back down. So just starting working through our crunch and controlling back down here. Good. As always with our crunches, we do want to think about engaging that little bit through that deep core. So think about finding that little lift in the pelvic floor. Think about that little activation through that transverse abdominis. If you don't quite know what the transverse abdominis is, I highly recommend looking it up. But to help activate, do think about that belly button pulling down towards your spine here. So activating that little bit deeper in our core. All right, to add on, each time we lift up, can we press that circle into that foot bar? We bring it back in, we lower down. So we lift that chest, hold, find that press, bring it back in, lower down. As you go for that press on that ring, keep that engagement in the core. Really try and keep the rest of the body nice and even here. So don't twist towards that ring. Don't twist away from it here. The shoulders are staying even. The core is staying even. Those legs aren't going anywhere. Nice. To add on, can we lift up? We hold that press on the ring. The opposite leg is going to reach out long, so the one furthest away from your ring. We bring it back to tabletop, then lower everything down. Lift up, press. We reach that leg out. We bring it back in. Everything pulls back down here. Nice. So we've got a lot of opposition going on here with our cores, with our bodies. So really activating through those obliques to hold everything in center, hold everything steady. We're here just for another 10. Good, keep it going. We're gonna hold that crunch up in 6. In 5, lift it high. In 3. In 2. On your next crunch, hold it up there. Leg extends long, hold it there. 2 options. You can either just go for that leg extension out and in, or for that challenge, leg stays long. Can we float it out to the side? We pull it back in. We float it out, we pull it back in. Keep your tabletop leg as still and steady as possible. Keep reaching and pressing into that ring. Can we lift those shoulder blades up and off your carriage? We're here for 8. Here for 7, last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way back in. Take a quick little rock out there of those knees. And then we're going to get into some heavy legs in straps. So springs are staying the same. We're going to place that circle down on your chest and then grab a hold of your long loops for me. Long loops are going to come up and over the arches of our feet. And then we're going to find that circle just in between our ankles here, or just floating above those ankles towards the knee a little bit. Good. Hold that circle in place. We're going to start off with a lift and lower here. So reach those legs long, find that nice neutral pelvis for me, switch on through that core. We're just going to start by floating those circles, floating those legs up to the sky, and then lower them back down. Your job here is to keep your tailbone down on your carriage and keep that circle nice and stable in between those legs. Mine is wobbling around a bit, so really focusing on slowing this one down, keeping those feet, keeping those legs nice and even here. Now this one's definitely going to start to activate through those inner thighs because we're trying to keep a grip on that circle as we move up and down here. To start to fire up those inner thighs that little bit more though, each time we lower those feet down towards the foot bar, can we add a squeeze on that ring before we float those legs back up? Oh my goodness. We lower down, hold. We work through that squeeze. We float it back up, feeling that fire there. Bring it down. We've got our squeeze. We float it back up. Nice. Beautiful. Really trying to keep those tailbones glued down on our carriages here. Keep that pelvis as neutral as possible. So try not to tuck that tailbone under too much. Try not to arch the back too much here either. We've got another 5. We're going to start to add on a leg press. Meet me with those feet. We use that circle down towards your foot bar. In 3, in 2. On your next one, feet down towards the foot bar. We're going to add on our leg press. Knees bend all the way in. We press it out long. Find that squeeze on that ring. Then one of our lift and lowers. So we lower down. We've got our squeezes on our ring. One of our leg presses, bring it in, press it out, we squeeze on that ring again before we float it up. So basically every time that circle is nice and close towards that foot bar, we go for our 2 squeezes for those inner thighs there. Oh, my inner thighs are on fire. We're just here for another 10. We're going to switch just to that leg press. In 6, in 5, just that leg press. In 3, in 2, on that next one, let's go just that leg press. So we bend it in, we press it away. Option to add in those little squeezes on that ring, but if you're anything like me, your inner thighs are on fire. We're just pressing through this one for another 12 seconds. Then we're finishing off with those inner thigh squeezes. We are almost there. Ooh, we get to say goodbye to that ring. In 6, In 5, press it long. In 3, in 2, last one, press it long, hold it there, just those inner thigh squeezes. Here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my goodness. Bring it in. That circle can go just off to the side. Let's find a quick little stretch out for those inner thighs. Grab a hold of those short loops. Knees coming in, feet going up into that happy baby. Just go for that little rock, that little massage of the back there. Last few moments here. Stretch it out. That was super spicy. And then we're releasing those straps and bringing ourselves back in. We hit those glutes one last time before we finish off those abs and that standing balance work. So circle is just gonna come over our legs this time, bringing the squishy pads to the outside of our knees there. From here, heels find the foot bar just about hip distance apart. Hands can come down by our sides on our carriage there. Let's go for a nice deep breath in to prepare. As we exhale, we're going to start to tuck that tailbone under. We're lifting those hips up, squeezing those glutes. And then we're rolling that body all the way back down. That tailbone is the last to touch there. So just starting to work through our bridges here, lifting those hips up and then rolling those hips back down. Nice. With this one, we're really aiming to keep our carriage closed into our stopper here. To make sure we're closing that carriage, we do need to switch on through our hamstring muscles, so those muscles at the back of our legs there. I find a really nice way to make sure they're nice and switched on is as we lift up, think about your heels pulling in towards your bum. So that pull in sensation is going to switch on those hamstrings, close in that carriage, and keep things nice and steady, nice and spicy as we work through this flow. Good, so keep that carriage closed, we lift it up. Keep it closed, we roll that spine back down. We're gonna add some work on for the outside of those hips now. So we lift up, hold. Can we open that circle out once, twice? Then we lower those hips back down. So we lift all the way up, hold. We press out on that circle twice. Then we roll the body back down. Keep this going. Lift up, hold. Pressing out into that ring, then controlling it back down. For anyone wanting that extra, feel free to float the fingertips up to the sky here as well. That's just going to take away some of that base of support, take away some of that connection in through the lats, making it that little bit more challenging once again. Nice. We're just working through this for another 10. Good. Can you meet me up nice and high? In 6. Hold those hips nice and lifted for me. In 5. In 4, we're going to add in a little thrust. In 3, in 2. On your next one, we lift it up, hold the hips high. We're going to lower the hips down halfway. We press up. Go for another one. Lower halfway. We press it up. Then 2 of our presses out on our ring. So 2 of our thrusts. We halfway lift and lower twice. Then 2 of those presses out on that ring. Keep it going. Nice, keep pressing through this. Keep that carriage closed for me. Keep those glutes switched on, even as we do those butterflies or presses out on that ring. We're here for another 10. Keep it going. We're going to hold it all the way up. Finish off with our pulses. In 6. In 5. Hold it all the way up for me. Feel the burn. In 3. In 2, last one, stay high. Can you press your knees out as far as possible on that ring? We're going to finish with a pulse of those hips to the sky. Keep those knees as far apart as possible. Keep that pulse going. Keep the carriage closed. Arms are reaching nice and strong for that challenge there. We're here for 10, 9, 8. Lift those hips that little bit higher. Squeeze those glutes. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll it down. Just take a quick little rock of those knees. Give that lower back a massage. All right, we're on the home stretch now. Can we take our legs out of that ring? We're going to pass that ring over into our other hand this time, ready for our core on our second side. So little wiggle out of those shoulder blocks. Squishy pad is going to come and press into our foot bar. Other hand comes behind our head there. When you're ready, those legs float into our tabletop. We're going to start to work through our crunch here. So lifting that chest up and lowering it back down. Again, working through our crunches, we do want to think about using that deeper part of our core and using our breath work as well. So every time we lift up, can we exhale? Inhale as we lower back down. So exhale as we lift, inhale as we lower. The whole time as well, we're thinking about finding that connection with that deeper part of our core. So that little lift through the pelvic floor, belly button drawing down towards our spine here as well. Nice. To add on, can we add our press into our circle? So we lift up, press into that ring. Release that ring as we lower back down. So we lift up, press, release as we lower. Lift and press, release as you lower. Once again, really thinking about keeping that symmetry through the torso here. Those obliques will start to switch on to aid that symmetry there. Nice. To add on, let's add our single leg extension. So opposite leg starts to reach away. We draw it back in as we lower. Good here. This is just your last 12. Meet me up in that crunch. In 8. We're going to hold it up nice and high. In 6. In 5. Hold it high. In 3. In 2. On your next one, lift it up, hold it there. Either just those leg extensions or for that challenge, leg goes long. Can we abduct it? So it goes out to the side and back in. Out to the side and back in. Can we lift that chest that little bit higher? Press that little bit further into that ring for me. Belly button is drawing down here. We're here for another 10. Keep that tabletop leg nice and still. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We bring it all the way down. Slow and steady, we're going to make our way all the way up. And we're switching our springs back to our light springs for our standing work. Our 1 blue spring as our base option, 1 yellow spring as your challenge, or no springs as that advanced option there. When you're ready, we stand our way up. We're on the other side of our reformer now. We're going to find those feet slightly turned out, just in line with the base of your foot bar. And then your outside foot is going to pop. So that heel is going to lift up. Circle is coming to press onto your foot bar. We're working straight into those squats there. So we lower those hips back and down. We squeeze as we lift it back up here. Nice. So just starting off here, working through that little squat, finding that little tuck of the tailbone at the top, saying a little hello to these legs. When we're ready, we can start to add our press of our ring. So we squat down, can you press into that circle? We release as we lift back up. So we press as we lower, we release as we lift. Good. Nice, find a good rhythm here. Again, once you're feeling good, we can start to add on those extra layers. So maybe on that next one, as we stand back up, can we float that outside leg all the way up? Maybe you reach that arm up as well. We place it back down as we find that squat. So starting to work into that single leg balance, we place it back down, we find that squat. We've got 10 more seconds like this till we start to work through that curtsey lunge. Remembering it's that outside leg that's going to circle around to find that shoulder block behind us. We're here for 6. Good. Meet me in that single leg balance in 5, in 4, in 3. Find that balance. In 2. On our next one, knee comes up, find that balance. That foot comes back behind us. Instead of squatting, we lunge this time. Press that back leg away, press into that circle. We bring it all the way back up, close your carriage. We float that foot off, find your balance there. Good, foot comes back. We find that lunge, find that press onto that ring. We bring it back up, we find that balance. Nice. Find a little rhythm here. Getting nice and low, nice and long as we work into that curtsey lunge. Find that length, find that height as we work into our balance each time. Good. We're just here for 10. In 8, we're going to hold it down, work through that back leg. Finish off our spice with our scooters. We have another 6. Meet me down low. In 5. In 4, hold that lunge for me. In 3. In 2. On your next one, hold that lunge down, find that depth. Just that back knee is going to bend in. We press it away. We bend it in, press it away. Finding that scooter there. For your challenge, of course, that circle comes off. We reach everything out together. We pull everything in together. So legs go out, arms go out. Leg comes in, arms come in. Really try and keep that back knee nice and lifted here. So it's not drooping down towards the floor. We're finding that lift. We're keeping that little bit of turnout in that underneath knee as well here. Good. We're here for another 10. We're going to hold that lunge all the way out. Work through those pulses. We're almost there. Feel the burn. Last 6. Final 5. Hold that lunge out. Last 3. Last 2. On your next one, hold it there. We are pulsing it out. Whew, get nice and deep. Feel the burn. Of course, foot bar is there if you need that little bit more support. Otherwise, arms are reaching for that challenge. Last 6. Last 5. We're standing up into that balance. In 3. In 2. Woo, last one. Bring it up. We float that knee up. We reach that circle overhead. Can we rise up onto those toes for our extra challenge there? Whew, keep it going. Oh my goodness. I'm so wobbly today. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down, shake it out, shimmy it out. Circle is done for today, so that can go away. We're just going to finish off with a little bit of love for our spines. Can we just jump everyone on to one blue spring? Hands come onto the foot bar. Feet are nice and wiggled back into those shoulder blocks here. We're going to float ourselves up almost into a plank position here. So tuck those hips, bring that chest that little bit further forwards. All right. From here, we're going to tuck our tailbone under, tuck that chin to chest. We're going to ripple back towards our child's pose. Once you get halfway down, hold it there with the upper body. The lower body is going to unfold into that plank position. And then we're going to close the carriage with our arms, bring our gaze up. Good. So we send the hips back halfway to that child's pose. We unfold those knees, find that plank, and then lift that chest up, bit of a cobra as we come through there. Nice. This one's just about that warm down here. So take it at your own speed. We're just here for our last 6. We're going to find that child's pose one last time. In 3, in 2, and on your next one, just lower those hips down, reach those arms out. These are your last few moments of class here. Perhaps you take these last few moments just to thank your body for the hard work you have done in class today, the hard work you have done over your day gone so far. When you guys are ready, we're just going to close that carriage gently, roll the body up, and we are done for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Before you head off, I would just like to say I've got a little discount code for my socks and for my whole outfit for today. So they're just down below, or there's a commission link as well down below. I will earn a little bit of commission off those purchases. So if you're thinking of buying something from Move Active or Crop Shop Boutique, then please consider using my links or using my codes to help me out. Cool. That is all from me today, and I will see you guys next time. See ya.